Alright guys, welcome back to the st.mary, the channel for Southampton content, for a video that's a little bit different from what we've done so far. Obviously we've had these types of videos up, but not in this format. I'm delighted to say that I am joined live with an Arsenal fan ahead of our game down at St Mary's on Sunday. Bhavs, mate, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Bhavs14 and I am a very good YouTuber. I'm an Arsenal YouTuber. But yeah, cheers for Dan letting me on this channel, and yeah. I also do AFTV Young Gunz. If you didn't know, that's like the AFTV version of like, for the younger fans and that. So if you want to check it out, subscribe to it, but mainly subscribe to my channel as well. So yeah.
Oh, I'll put the links in the description below later on. Start off then, I think we just go straight into Arsenal, Bhavs. 21 games unbeaten as we record. This is probably going to be 22 after Thursday's Europa League game. It's not been that too bad, has it?
No, not being as bad as I expected it. Well, I wasn't expecting Emery to come in and like win us the league straight away, but he's come in and he's done a job. And I may have seen a figure yesterday or the day before that, but it was like Emery's first 20 games, or compared to first Mourinho's first 30, and I think it was Guardiola and all that, and Emery was the highest point.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. As an outsider, Arsenal have been fantastic to watch. Obviously, I've only seen it from a TV perspective. For the most part, I think in terms of attack, it flows beautifully. The defence still needs a bit of sturdiness at times, it seems, but you're doing fantastically well. You've been able to get the points against the low sides, and then obviously getting some points against top sides as well. Obviously, a draw with Liverpool, beating Spurs in the derby. You know, that as an outsider, that seems like something that the Arsene Wenger Arsenal wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah. I think the best thing about Emery is that the ability we have now to compete in games. Like beforehand, in the big games, you write us off straight away, like Man City, Liverpool. Of course, we lost the City and Chelsea game, but we competed in both games. And in the City game, we were in there the whole game until they scored a second. And the Chelsea game, arguably, you could argue that we should have won that game. Like we had that tapping we missed, 2 tappings we missed. So we've competed in every game so far this season. We haven't been outplayed in any of the games. We beat Tottenham at home, so it's been a very good start.
Yeah, well, look, I think it's fair to say Arsenal are no longer really a mean. That seems to be Man United now, which I'm sure you're happy about. We go on to Sunday's game, of course. Southampton, obviously repping Southampton. We've had a poor season so far. There's nothing really to cheer about. However, Arsenal's record down at St Mary's isn't the greatest. As an opposition fan, are there any chances of you thinking that you're not going to pick up the 3 points on Sunday?
I don't know. I don't think we've been that bad away from home so far this season, so it's not like last year where we were abysmal away from home. I think last year we got a draw at your place, and that was with under Wenger, obviously. So under Emery, I expect us to win.
You didn't deserve it that day. I was there. You did not deserve that point.
Oh, listen, let's be quiet about that, right? No, I think tomorrow, in terms of it depends on what players we play. I think we should be able to win it, because obviously we've got Karabag in the midweek, and that's a nothing game. We've already finished top of Europa League, so I think we'll rest a lot of players in that game. But the only issue is actually the Southampton game. Socrates is suspended, and so is Mustafi. So I don't know who we're gonna play centre back. So maybe you got something in there. So maybe it's gonna be a long-term Koscielny injury comeback, and Monreal maybe at centre back. So we don't know what we're doing. I mean, I like a couple of your defenders. I like your defenders. I like Vestergaard.
Oh, mate, don't, please. I know, well, okay, going on a little bit off topic, but obviously we've had a chat over the last few months when the season started and we signed Vestergaard. I remember you saying he's a good signing given his height. My God, I've never seen someone so immobile.
Immobile. I mean, look, when we had Mertesacker at Arsenal, right? At the start, no, I won't laugh, because at the start, right, he was exposed for his pace, and Arsenal didn't know how to cover that up, right? So what Wenger did was change from Marlon and Mertesacker and put in Koscielny, who's very fast, right? And then you got to see the best out of Mertesacker, a very good defender, very clever defender, very experienced defender, next to a very fast one. So maybe your thing is to find a fast centre-back, who's not the best at defending, but just a fast player to cover the speed-wise, or even get fast full-backs. I think Cedric's a good player. You got a couple good players, right? The only issue I had with your team was Mark Hughes. I think he was an awful manager. I've never rated him. He's just like Tony Pulis, right? And now you've got Ralph Hasenhuttl. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I've heard good things about him.
Well, he was linked with the Arsenal job when Emery got it in the end. So going on to Ralph Hasenhuttl, it is his first game at home in charge of Southampton, and I'm sure he'll get a fantastic response. He's livening the club up. That's a definite point.
I think the full way forward for Southampton is go back to that mold of finding these foreign managers from European leagues that have these certain systems. So you were the guys that brought Pochettino into the league, and he had a certain system of pressing, and you revolutionised that, and now everyone wants to press like Pochettino, right? So you need to go find these revolutionary managers that are available, like Hasenhuttl, or the current RB Leipzig one who's going to leave. I forgot his name. What's his name? He managed Borussia Bayer Leverkusen. I forgot his name. But there's managers right now available in Europe, right, that you could go and get. And obviously Hasenhuttl is one of them, and he's coming now. And I expect big things from him. I expect you to come back to this, like, obviously top half team. I don't think he'll fight relegation now. And if you go back to signing these players, like, remember when you signed Mane and Schneider, you had Schneider in the midfield, you had Mane, you had Van Dijk, you had a good team, you had a very good team, right? And you picked up players, European players, from like leagues, or like, yeah, I think you bought Mane from, was it Salzburg?
Exactly, Salzburg. Very good. Oh, very good knowledge. I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, but no, I've seen the way you scout players before now, and it was all these players from different leagues, European players that could progress into better players, and now it's more finding English talent like Charlie Austin, and I don't have issues with that, but I think it's best for you to go back to those foreign leagues and pick up players that, like, for example, look at Bournemouth this year. They've gone and bought Jefferson Lerma, and he's become a fantastic player. You've got, I've seen Scott Armstrong, and he's scored a couple of goals in that, but maybe you could have, Stuart Armstrong, but yeah, you could have gone out there and picked up another player, a younger player, who's from Europe, and because I think European players are always better. The English players right now, I know there's a couple of good English players right now, but maybe go and like spend the money on Ruben Loftus-Cheek, maybe something like that.
I think if you look at our transfer business, it was quite similar to the blueprint we signed. In terms of what you've just said, Mohamed El-Nussi probably fits that mould of a European football. He hasn't turned up, and quite rightly, Stuart Armstrong has taken his place in the team. Scored 3 goals in 3 games in the league, so I would expect him to start.
Right, I think the issue with Southampton is, right, before you progress on this, I think the massive issue with Southampton is the lack of speed. You have a real lack of speed. I think Ward-Prowse plays like wildly sometimes, and he's a fantastic crosser, don't get me wrong, but he's nowhere near as fast as Mane used to be. And you don't have a creative midfielder whatsoever. You had Tadic last year, who's your main creator, and you let go of him for some reason. And now he's ripping it up in the Eredivisie.
In the Eredivisie though?
Yeah, no, but there's players, like, for example, in the Eredivisie that Arsenal should go and I want Arsenal to sign, like Lozano, for example, or you look at De Ligt from Ajax. So there's some good players in the Eredivisie before people criticise it. There's a lot of players that you want, like, for example, Davinson Sanchez came through in the Eredivisie, and look at him now. So there's a couple of players that you can pick up, and you need a creative midfielder, so go in Europe, find this creative player that you can make a team around, because right now, Ings is great in that, but if you don't make chances for him, you're not going to score. You're like Stoke City a couple of years ago, we couldn't score. Like, you just don't have any creative players, and that's the issue.
Yeah, I completely agree. It looks like January will be a big month for us in terms of the transfer window, seeing who Hasenhuttl could potentially bring in. I think our main problem hasn't actually, I think creative wise, we've actually been quite good. It's been taking the chances. I still think we're definitely in the top half, maybe even top 6 for actually chances created, and look how many, we've scored fewer goals than games. So that you can clearly see where the problems lie. I think if we're looking at Arsenal's team against ours come Sunday, some fans have called for Vestergaard to be dropped, given his mistake for the goal at Cardiff, which obviously saw us lose the game.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't be sure about that, because having seen Aubameyang play like for a good a year now, right? Or not a year, but like 6 months now, I would say. He struggles against tall, strong defenders. He's good against, obviously I know Vestergaard's not fast, right? But if you play a good press on him and just stand next to him and just keep him out of the game. But I think the player you should be scared of, right, if you play is Lacazette. Lacazette's a very good player. And he's a player, like, you give him a yard of space, he'll smash your top bins. Whereas Aubameyang's more, you just need to keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't run off you, and if not, because when it comes to one-on-ones and that, I don't really trust Aubameyang as much as I trust Lacazette. I think Lacazette's a better finisher, but Aubameyang's just right place, right time. He's got that goal scoring in, like, do you know what I mean? Some players just have it, some players don't. But I mean, I like some of your signings. Vestergaard, I thought was going to be a good player. I remember when before he signed for you guys, I was pretty sure after West Ham. I remember that, but we bought in Mavropanos instead, who's done pretty well. Obviously, he got injured now. But I think the only way you could beat us, right, is obviously we're going to have any fit centre-backs. And you look at a player like Charlie Austin, for example, who's an experienced Premier League veteran, right? He's going to have that knowledge of how to beat players and how to be right place, right time. And he's got a fantastic goal-scoring ratio against Arsenal, so maybe he'll be dangerous.
If I base it on his performances this season, he'll be anything but. However, if you know, if we're going to talk about Southampton and their chances against you on Sunday, I think our top striker who's fit will probably be Gabbiadini. As we film this, this has been before the press conference on Thursday, so we still assume that Danny Ings is injured.
What I would do is, like, if I was Southampton right now, right, a lot of these big teams like Arsenal and you've got other teams, right, have these players right around the club that are not playing first team football and they could rip it up in the Premier League. For example, I'll give you an Arsenal player. Why not going for rejuvenated now on loan? Because he could rip it up at Southampton. You need a player like him, a fast box-to-box midfielder. If I'm saying there's also big players, there's also players at bigger clubs. Because you're picking up players from like what Celtic and like, I know Van Dijk worked out, but like you're picking up. Name me a good Scottish player. There's not many good Scottish players, right? Exactly. So you need I mean, I like the British way in that, and I like Ward-Prowse, and I like a couple of your players, but your team is very immobile, right? You need a lot of pace in your team. So go and pick up. There's a lot of players at big clubs that are not getting first team football, right? And they're good players, right? For example, being Arsenal, AZ Maitland-Niles, right? Or even Eddie Nketiah. Pick up a couple of our players, play them in the first team, and see if they rip it up. Because some of them, one of them could progress. And I don't think they'll keep them, but at least they'll give you some time to then go and buy an actual gem in Europe and make him the world star you made with Adam Lallana, you had Mane and them lot there. So you need to go out there and pick up some players. I think Hasenhuttl, right, he's a German coach. He'll find some German, like, in a couple of years, right, in a year or so, you're going to find a German player who's going to turn up mad at Southampton.
But I think in this one, form goes out the roof. It's Hasenhuttl's first game as home manager. And the fans will be backing, you know, the fans are really behind him. There's a real belief that we can go on and maybe not push on this season, survive this season, but definitely next season have a really strong season, typical to Southampton, because it seems like we've gone back to the drawing board, trying to follow our old ways, and that's positive. But first of all, you know, we're not safe. We're far from. We're 3 points off safety, so a win against Arsenal still could mean that we're in the relegation zone. But it would definitely lift fans' spirits. And also, of course, Christmas is a very busy time, so if we can start picking up points now, then we can really look up the table ahead of the rest of the season. In terms of their team news, okay, we've talked about the defence full of suspensions and injuries, but still the attack fully drip source creativity. There's not going to be an easy game for any of those defenders, whoever plays, because for us it's still quite undecided who's actually going to play for us. But I think it's quite decisive that either Lacazette or Aubameyang will be playing for you.
Yeah. I don't know about Lacazette. I think Lacazette, he came off at half-time against in our last match against Huddersfield, and maybe that's an injury, so maybe you'll be lucky with that one. But I think, right, it all depends on Arsenal's defence. I think going forward, we're still going to score goals. We've got players too good not to score goals, right? I think defensively could be an issue for us, especially with the actual centre-backs that are fit and like that are not like that can play, because obviously Socrates and Mustafi are both fit but they both suspended, right? And obviously holding injured. So you got Koscielny come back off like a 6-month injury, Achilles injury, right? And then you got Monreal come back from injury as well, and he's not even centre back. So you may be lucky if Arsenal have no fit centre backs, and maybe that can help you out. But personally, I think Southampton just lack that creative spot to actually unlock Arsenal. There's no player in your team like that I'm like, okay, I fear that man, he's gonna open us up. Because you've got, I like Redmond, but he's nothing special, personally. He's nothing special, right? You used to have better players that I used to go to like st.mary and like, oh no, they've got Lallana, they've got Mane, they've got Schneider in midfield, they've got Van Dijk in the back. Now it's really a team full of I would say, just misfits, and like, it's a very workman-like team. Whereas before, right, under Koeman and under Pochettino, you had like a system you had. Now it's just like, you've just got players there for the sake of players, and they're not actually, there's not an actual team in there. Right, there's no special players in your team right now. You've got Charlie Austin, he's a good player. I like Danny Ings, but you're not the same team you were a couple of years ago. Yeah, no, that's definitely it. It's been a sinking ship since Koeman left. But like I said before, Hasenhuttl could be the man to take us, not necessarily to the heights of Koeman where we finished 6th, but definitely back into the top half. I think every fan would take sort of a finish around 13th, 14th this season, and then really build next season and really push into the top half of the table. But trying to sort of summarise and finish it off there, do you have any fear that Arsenal will not make it 23 games unbeaten? Not really, unless we lose the Carabao, of course. But no, not really. I think we won't lose the game. I think we'll get either a draw will win convincingly. I'm not really scared of Southampton. I don't think you have that. You're a great club in that, but you don't have a player right now that I'm like, okay, he's gonna take us on and just have us on toast in that. I think you're a good team, but nothing special right now. You need massive investment. You got all this money from Van Dijk and the Mane deal and all these players, but you haven't really invested it back into the team.
We've invested it into sacking managers.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you had Pellegrino last year. Why did he go? What was wrong with him? Why'd you get rid of him?
Many reasons that we don't need to go into right now.
But yeah, overall, I'm very confident. I think Arsenal win this game 2-0.
2-0, so we're not going to score. Okay, no, that's fair enough. I'll put in a prediction now. That may vary from what I put in my match preview for the game. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, just like the Manchester United game a few weeks ago.
Yep. 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. I don't know, man. Maybe set pieces could be an issue for Arsenal, especially with Vestergaard. But I don't really see anything else.
No, that's fair enough. You know, we don't threaten teams yet, but with the week under Hasenhuttl, maybe the system will start to bring in because it's high pressing. But Bhavs, mate, thanks very much for joining me. If obviously go and subscribe to Young Gunz, that's the main representative you're going to be for today. But obviously also go and subscribe to Bhavs' personal channel. The links will both be in the description below. Hopefully we can get a good result on Sunday. Unfortunately I can't make the game, but we will have the match preview out later on in the week. So until then, remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you very soon.